Protest in Venezuela for their election controversy. A large number of protesters participate in this protest and opposition the ruling government. And protesters are demanding complete transparency in election result. But before starting the video, let's first know where is Venezuela situated in world map, its geopolitical importance, Venezuela's capital, total population, currency comparison with dollar, total voters, current president. It is geographically situated in South America continent. Its capital is Caracas. Its total population is approximately 34.6 million people as of 2024. Its currency is Venezuelan Bolivar, VF. Currency comparison with dollar. Due to hyperinflation, the exchange rate fluctuates rapidly. As of August 2024, $1 US is equivalent to around 24.6 VF, black market rate. Its total voters is around 21.2 million registered voters as of 2024. Its current president is Nicolas Maduro, 61 years old, contested winner of the 2024 presidential election, third time elected. Additional information. Venezuela is a federal republic with 23 states and a federal district. The official language is Spanish, as Spain ruled here many years. The country has a diverse geography, including the Andes Mountains, Amazon rainforest, and Caribbean coastline. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the world, about 18% of world oil reserve. The country is facing a severe economic crisis, with hyperinflation, food shortages, and a massive migration crisis, which make it one of the poorest countries in the world. Geopolitical importance of Venezuela. Venezuela holds significant geopolitical importance due to its 1. Strategic location, bordering the Caribbean and South America with coastlines on the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. 2. Oil reserves, holding the world's largest proven oil reserves, making it a crucial player in global energy markets. 3. Regional influence, being a founding member of OPEC and having significant economic and political ties with neighboring countries. 4. Biodiversity, possessing unique and diverse ecosystems, including the Amazon rainforest and Orinoco Delta. 5. Maritime claims, having disputed territorial claims in the Caribbean and Atlantic, potentially impacting regional security. 6. Global alignments, maintaining close relationships with countries like Russia, China, and Cuba, influencing regional dynamics. 7. Economic potential, having significant mineral resources, including gold, copper, and coltan, and being a key player in regional trade. 8. Migration and humanitarian crisis, experiencing a severe economic and political crisis, leading to a massive migration flow and humanitarian concerns. 9. Narco-trafficking and organized crime, facing challenges related to drug trafficking and organized crime, impacting regional security. 10. Democracy and governance, undergoing political upheaval with implications for regional democracy and stability. Venezuela's geopolitical importance extends to global energy markets, regional security, and international relations, making it a critical country to watch. What is Venezuela Election Controversy 2024? The Venezuela election controversy of 2024 refers to the disputed results of the presidential election held on July 28, 2024. The incumbent president, Nicolas Maduro, ran for a third term, while the main opposition candidate was Edmundo Gonzalez. However, the election was marred by controversy, with many countries and organizations questioning its legitimacy. Here are some key points about the controversy. Lack of transparency. Maduro won a third consecutive term, according to the government-controlled National Electoral Council, CNE. However, this outcome has been widely contested. The National Electoral Council, CNE, controlled by the Maduro administration, announced Maduro's victory without providing vote tallies. Disqualification of opposition candidates. The government disqualified several leading opposition candidates, including Maria Corina Machado, from participating in the election. International criticism. The CNE's announcement of Maduro's victory without providing vote tallies has been rejected by international monitors, including the Carter Center and the Organization of American States. The United Nations has also expressed concerns, stating that there is no precedent in contemporary democratic elections for announcing a winner without providing tabulated results. Allegations of fraud. The opposition has released copies of official tally sheets showing a landslide victory for Gonzalez, contradicting the CNE's results. Protests and crackdown. Protests broke out across the country after the CNE's announcement, and the Maduro administration has initiated a crackdown on dissent. International recognition. Overall, the Venezuela election controversy of 2024 highlights the country's ongoing. Some countries, including Peru, have recognized Gonzalez as the winner, while others, such as Russia, China, Iran, and Cuba, have recognized Maduro. The United States, the European Union, and 10 Latin American countries have rejected the CNE's results, political crisis, and the lack of trust in its electoral process. Opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez's claims. The opposition, led by Gonzalez, presented evidence of a landslide victory in their favor, contradicting the CNE's results. They released copies of official tally sheets collected from a majority of polling centers, supporting their claim. What is United Nations chief's reaction on Venezuela's election controversy? The United Nations Secretary-General, Antonio Guterres, has expressed concern over the situation in Venezuela following the recent presidential election superscript 1. He has called for complete transparency and encouraged the timely publication of the election results and a breakdown by polling stations. Guterres has also urged all Venezuelan political leaders and their supporters to remain calm and to resolve any electoral disputes peacefully. The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights, Volker Turk, has also expressed concern over the situation in Venezuela, particularly with regards to the increasing tensions and violence. He has called on the authorities to respect the rights of all Venezuelans to assemble and protest peacefully and to express their views freely and without fear. The Independent International Fact-Finding Mission on Venezuela has also urged the authorities to thoroughly investigate a spate of grave rights violations that are currently occurring in the country. They have documented at least 23 deaths and over 1,260 people detained, including 160 women, since the election. What is the United States of America's reaction on Venezuela's election controversy? The United States government has expressed serious concerns over the Venezuelan election results, stating that they do not reflect the will of the Venezuelan people. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has demanded that Venezuelan electoral authorities publish fair and transparent election results, superscript 2. Blinken also expressed doubts about the veracity of the results and indicated that the U.S. awaits reports of international observers. The U.S. government has also congratulated Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia on his successful campaign, with Blinken saying, "Given the overwhelming evidence, it is clear to the United States and, most importantly, to the Venezuelan people that Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia won the most votes in Venezuela's July 28 presidential election." However, it's important to note that the U.S. has not officially recognized Gonzalez as president-elect. The U.S. response is part of a broader international reaction, with many countries and organizations expressing concerns over the election's legitimacy. Why is the United States of America of so much interested in Venezuela's election? Yes, Venezuela's oil reserves are a significant factor in the United States' interest in the country's election. Venezuela has the largest proven oil reserves in the world, and the U.S. has long been a major importer of Venezuelan oil. Here are some reasons why the U.S. is interested in Venezuela's election, with a focus on oil. 1. Energy security. The U.S. wants to ensure a stable and reliable supply of oil from Venezuela, which is crucial for its energy security. 2. Economic interests. U.S. companies have significant investments in Venezuela's oil sector, and the U.S. government wants to protect these interests. 3. Competition with China and Russia. The U.S. is concerned about China and Russia's growing influence in Venezuela and the region, particularly in the energy sector. 4. Regional stability. The U.S. sees Venezuela's political stability as crucial for regional security, and a democratic government is more likely to align with U.S. interests. 5. Sanctions and oil embargo. The U.S. has imposed sanctions on Venezuela's oil sector, and a change in government could lead to a lifting of these sanctions, benefiting U.S. oil companies. 6. Geostrategic location. Venezuela's location in the Western Hemisphere, with access to the Caribbean and Atlantic, makes it a critical player in regional energy security. While oil is a significant factor, the U.S. also has broader interests in Venezuela, including promoting democracy, human rights, and regional stability. In Venezuela election controversy, what opposition party and protester demand? In the Venezuela election controversy, the opposition party and protesters are demanding 1. Recount of votes, a transparent and independent recount of the votes to ensure accuracy and fairness. 2. Release of detained protesters, the immediate release of protesters and opposition leaders detained during the post-election protests. 3. Resignation of Maduro, the resignation of President Maduro and the recognition of Edmundo Gonzalez as the legitimate winner. 4. New elections, the organization of new, free, and fair elections with international observation and monitoring. 5. End to repression, an end to the government's repression and violence against protesters and opposition supporters. 6. Restoration of democracy, the restoration of democratic institutions, including the National Assembly and the respect for the rule of law. 7. International intervention, international intervention to mediate the crisis and ensure a peaceful resolution. 8. Prosecution of electoral crimes, the prosecution of those responsible for electoral fraud and manipulation. 9. Transparency in electoral process, transparency in the electoral process, including access to voting machines and electoral records. 10. Recognition of opposition victory, recognition of the opposition's victory, and the beginning of a transition process. Protesters are also demanding better living conditions, including access to food, medicine, and basic services, which have been severely affected by the country's economic crisis. Main opposition party leader in Venezuela in 2024 election. The main opposition party leader in Venezuela's 2024 election is Edmundo Gonzalez Urrutia, but I assume you are referring to Maria Corina Machado, a prominent opposition leader who was disqualified from running in the election. However, I'll provide information on both.
Edmundo González Urrutia,
leader of the opposition coalition Unidos por Venezuela, United for Venezuela, an economist and politician, former president of the Venezuelan National Assembly, ran for president in 2024, claiming victory despite the government's announcement of Maduro's win.
María Corina Machado,
leader of the opposition party Vent Venezuela, Come Venezuela, a politician and economist, former member of the National Assembly, was disqualified from running in the 2024 presidential election by the government-controlled Electoral Council. A prominent figure in the opposition movement, known for her strong criticism of Maduro's government. Please note that the opposition landscape in Venezuela is complex, with multiple leaders and parties involved. These two individuals are among the most notable figures in the opposition movement. Let's see what happened in coming days. I will update later if anything happened. That's all about Venezuela election controversy. Thank you for watching. If you like it, then share it and subscribe my channel.